When was the birth?
5 days ago.
And you say the child is healthy?
Child and mother both. Almost too healthy.
How so?
Look around you, sir. Does this look like a land able to support hundreds of thousands on agriculture alone?
She's an anomaly.
Just this week in the same clinic, the midwife delivered 3 stillborn. And 2 mothers died of malnutrition.
Is anyone asking questions?
Locals are too superstitious.
And the outsiders?
I feel confident no one has detected the supplements.
And what of the mother?
She's just happy to have a child. Now, this is it.
This is the clinic?
As close as you're going to get around here. Watch out, children. Just a minute. This way. Excuse me, children. Pardon me. This way.
Miss Frida, you've returned.
And I've brought a friend. He may be able to help us in the days ahead.
Hello.
Thank you. I thank you.
The important thing is that you finally have the son that you've wanted for so long.
Oh, I am more grateful than I can ever tell you. And to you, Miss Frida. I told the whole village what you have done for me since my husband died.
Yes, well.
And what is your son's name?
We named him Theodorus.
We? Did the midwife help you name him?
Oh, no. The priest helped me.
The priest?
He has been wonderful. He has taught me about Jesus. Theodorus has been baptized.
Has he?
The missionaries take such good care
I'm
of
so
us.
glad to hear it. Will you excuse me?
I thank God for you.
Sir, is there a problem?
A problem?
You seem concerned.
Miss Heaver, the project has failed. It's over.
Over?
A colossal waste of resources, both financial and biological.
Sir, I don't understand. Just because the priest helped her choose a name...
Our investment is predicated on maintaining our ability to steer the philosophical development of the child. This woman can't be trusted to do what we want.
Oh, how can that possibly matter?
We will start over. We will find a new situation.
What?
And this time we will take a more active role in the nurturing.
Mr. Stonegal, I have spent the last 14 months stuck in this forsaken hole with one purpose alone. You're saying there's nothing that can be done to salvage the project?
Unfortunately, there's just one thing that must be done.
Please, anything.
The resources this child represents, snatched up by the ruffians of the church, potentially devastating. Kill them.
Sir?
Kill them all.
Based on the best-selling book by Tim LaHaye and Jerry B. Jenkins, Gap Digital and Earflix.com, in cooperation with Tyndale House Publishers, is pleased to present The Rising.
Nice game, Ray.
Thanks, you too.
You know, your grandpa cheers louder than everyone else put together.
Yeah, that's my dad.
What is he, like 100?
Nice job there, Ramey. Great game.
Yeah, great game, Ramey.
Shut up.
Way to show him, kid.
You did great, son.
Can we just get going?
I'm with him. Who's hungry? I tell you, Ray, that was the best game I've seen you play ever.
2 goals.
2 goals. You hear that? 2 goals. You got your old man's good looks, but I don't have a clue where you got that modesty from.
I thought you played wonderfully.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Looks like it's time to get the old girl into Wally's.
Or time to get a new car.
Nothing wrong with this car, a tune-up won't take care of.
Except for the rust spots, no paint, dented fender, and the broken tail light.
Boys.
It's the engine that matters, and this engine is gonna last another 10 years.
Sure sounds like it.
Here's the thing, Raimi. I figure I just gotta keep this thing running until you get rich and buy me a nice new car.
Oh, let's see. And who's he going to work for? Oh, yeah. And how much are you paying these days, dear?
What if I don't want to work for Dad?
What do you mean?
What if I want to be a pro ball player or a pilot or something?
Never hurts to dream.
That's right.
Of course, dreaming don't pay the bills.
I think there's plenty of time to talk about this later.
Fabulous.
Will you be in Vienna for long?
Excuse me?
Are you staying in Vienna for long? I can recommend several good hotels within the Ringstrasse. Hotel Sasha is very nice.
Thank you. No. No, I will not be here for long.
Such a pity. There's much history to see here.
Strictly business this time, I'm afraid.
Perhaps next time, then.
We can certainly hope.
Number 17 is just to the right.
Danke. Keep the change.
Danke to you, my friend.
Reiche Plachette.
Folgen Sie mir.
Mr. Plachette, your timing is perfect. Come in. Sit down.
Thank you.
Everyone, Director Reiche Plachette.
Guten Tag.
He has been a critical asset to Project People's Victory by serving as the Director of Operations for the last 3 years.
Thank you, sir. Hello, everyone. A pleasure to be here with you.
Reiche, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I'm pleased to tell you that it seems our work may soon bear fruit. Since being brought on board with Project People's Victory, I have focused my time on one singular task. That is, the identification of the optimal host situation. I'm pleased to say that we have found just that situation.
And where would that be?
Romania. He is a professor at the university in Bucharest. Well-educated, intellectual, humanist, atheist. She is also employed at the university, a professor of literature, unaffected by the wiles of vanity, given to a modest lifestyle, a solitary soul, but not without needs.
I think Reiche has done a commendable job in locating this couple. We're very pleased with the prospects.
And these two are married?
That is correct. 6 years.
No children?
None.
You've assessed their ability to procreate?
The mechanical aspects are trivial, given the resources available to us.
All right, then. Have they expressed a desire for a family?
As I've said, there are needs.
Marilena! Marilena!
Oh, Soren.
Who did you think would be calling you?
I was lost in thought. Excuse me.
Marilena!
Oh, hello, Beduna.
You know, if this penchant for standing in the park staring at children is ever interrupted, perhaps by bad weather, please feel free to stop in and stare at my two little monsters. Why, I'd even be willing to drop them off at your place.
You must ignore my wife, Baduna.
Ignore the opportunity to secure a babysitter? I thought you knew me better than that.
Yes, well, all families have their burdens to bear.
Marilena, I believe your dear husband has just labeled you a burden.
Yes, I'm quite sure that he did.
Burdens. Yes, I'm reminded I must go. Tatiana will be waiting for me. Good evening to you both.
Goodbye, Beduna.
Would you like me to give you a ride home? Or do you insist on walking?
The offer is kind, but for fear of being a burden, I shall flatly refuse.
And do so, I would note, with a rather dramatic but saccharine flair.
It's not too far to walk, which provides me with a chance to think.
And what, may a husband ask, does his wife need to think about?
Please, Soren, I'm in no mood for intellectual jousting.
Marilena, my dear, do away with the intellectual jousting. And what's left?
I'll see you at home.
As you wish.
Soren, have you seen this advert?
No.
It was posted on the faculty board at work.
So?
Then today somebody slid a duplicate under my door.
What is it?
Seeking something beyond yourself? Come and be astonished.
How exciting. Another onslaught of spiritualist charlatans.
Soren, tell me you have never entertained the idea that there may be something beyond our minds?
My ontological views are no secret.
You have never given credence to things beyond that which are sensory?
No, and neither have you.
I'm pleased you know me so well.
I would venture you're troubled that I know you so well.
The meetings are at the library on Tuesday nights.
Perhaps they'll serve tea.
I want you to come with me.
I'm not that big a fan of tea.
Is it so much to ask? 1 hour, one night a week.
You're serious?
It's only an hour.
The time is not the issue. It would offend my every sensibility, and yours too, I would hope.
Are you not able to set aside your profound intellectual stature for a mere 60 minutes?
No, I am not. I have been working for more years than you have been alive to develop a mind that embraces continuity, a worldview comprised of impeccable logic, conforming to and in harmony with natural order. All of that would need to be inhospitably subjugated to this netherworld circus you propose I join.
You make it sound like I've asked you to cut off your arm.
Well, you might as well.
Being just a bit dramatic, aren't we?
Oh, you want to chit-chat with some cosmological vapor, and yet I am the one being dramatic?
Soren, I have no doubt what you say is true. Nonetheless, I would like you to join me this Tuesday night.
Well, I see you've set your mind in this regard.
I don't want to go alone.
Can I diffuse the coming torrent if I agree to go once?
Twice?
Twice? And if you are repulsed after the first meeting?
Obviously, neither of us will return.
Very well. Twice. If I go twice,
I
don't...
will ask no more of you.
More potatoes, dear?
No.
Something on your mind, son?
No.
But you've hardly touched your food.
I kind of snacked over at Bobby's today.
You know that ruins your appetite.
Bobby? Is that goofy religious kid?
Something like that.
They think they're better than us.
They do have more money.
Money isn't going to get you into heaven. Remember, God helps those that help themselves.
It's your dad's business that
puts food on the table, clothes on my back, and a roof over my head. I know that tune, Mom.
Watch your tone, Rayford.
Dad, as long as I can remember, I've gotten a lecture about how important GK steel manufacturing is.
Good. Then I'm sure you know how many people live or die based on what happens in that shop. The 32 people I employ, plus their families.
I know.
And if we get another munitions contract, it could be huge for us. Ray, I know things have been tight, but it'll turn around. I know it will. GK Steel and Son will be something we can all be proud of. You'll see.
Yeah? But what if that's not what I want to do?
You're too young to know that right now, honey.
Tell me what you want to do, huh? What?
I want to be excused.
All right. You may be excused.
Where are you going?
To my room.
More airplanes.
Two outs, and Ray Steele steps up to the plate here at Wrigley. His Cubbies are down by 2 in the 5th game of the World Series. He's facing Jimmy Grimm on the mound the last time these two played each other. It was crazy. Here's the windup and the pitch. Swing and bang! A hit! It's back by the wall. I don't ever think this one's ever coming down. It's a home run. Cubs win! Cubs win! The crowd is going crazy. Ray Steele is the best thing to happen to baseball since the catcher's mitt.
Swing and a miss. Oh, that one hurt. So, that retires the side.
And in the bleachers today is our special guests. All 32 families from GK Steel Manufacturing and Bologna Company.
Warmest greetings to everyone tonight, especially our newcomers. Hello. Welcome. Hello. Perhaps we could go around the room and tell everyone our name and why we're here.
Oh, this should be interesting.
Shh. I'll start. My name is Viviana Ivanisova. Think of me as your facilitator for this evening's journey.
Travel sounds rather appealing at the moment.
Hush. Let's meet the new folks next. Please.
Oh, very well. My name is Marlena. I would consider myself curious with a love for learning.
I'm pleased to hear that. Welcome. And who's with you tonight?
Her husband, Sorin. I am currently the victim of a kidnapping at the hands of my wife, who is curious and loves to learn.
You are not drawn to learning as your wife is?
Yeah, I tend to be more of a know-it-all, destined to share with the intellectually less fortunate. I am chairman of the classical literature department at the university here in Bucharest.
Excellent. May I assume you are open-minded?
We'll find out, won't we?
After a moment of silence, I will open in prayer. Find peace within yourself. Center. Focus. Lay aside all earthly cares. And now, I beseech all the best and most willing cooperative agents from the spirit world to grace us with their presence.
Oh, please.
I disinvite hostile, negative spirits, and to the one and only epitome of beauty and majesty and power, I offer myself to serve as your conduit, your channel, a vessel for whatever messages you have for us tonight. Come, bright star. Before I reveal pasts and futures, I have been given a message for you tonight. Listen carefully. The doorway to happiness is rebellion.
The doorway to happiness is rebellion.
Someone this week allowed himself to believe in a world of another dimension.
Me? I did that.
The spirit urges you to believe, but resist the urge to judge. Factions in the netherworld remain open. The doorway to happiness is rebellion. Rebels, even those from beyond, are often proven to be wisest. Someone here is interfering with the communication. A scoffing spirit interrupts. The skeptic is a newcomer. This is understandable.
That would most likely be me.
Perfectly understandable.
I find this all very...
Understandable! I beg your indulgence.
Why can't you
Silence! Someone else is puzzled. You wonder whether happiness is attainable. You're willing to settle for contentment, perhaps? Comfort or peace? Fulfillment? Some purpose in life? Security?
Yes.
And you're asking what the Spirit means by rebellion. Rebellion against what? Convention? Establishment? No, this is not a trick. I am not a mind reader. I am in tune with the spirit world. I am open, angel of light. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Janet.
Yes, sir?
I need you to contact the association. Schedule a meeting Monday night in Vienna.
Yes, sir.
It has begun.
You seem uncharacteristically quiet.
She was not specific.
I beg your pardon?
She was not specific.
That gypsy fortune teller? Of course she was not specific.
And yet, apply the slightest jostling to her words and she knew exactly what I was thinking.
You see how you've made the leap to her and not the other way around?
Nothing impressed you?
Well, I found her entertaining.
Perhaps we'll learn more next week. What?
You're not serious. You actually want to go back?
You promised Soren 2 visits.
Of course, I'll keep my word, but...
But?
Consider my feelings for a moment. Do you have any idea how I felt?
Amused.
Conspicuous. Humiliated. I have colleagues that frequent that library. And I have no desire to be on display trolling the murky waters of fanciful spiritualism.
You said she was good.
I said she was entertaining. And I feel confident I can find less taxing forms of entertainment elsewhere.
I had no idea your world of impeccable logic and order would allow you to break a personal promise.
Fine. One more time.
And now, I have one final message to convey. It is from a cooperative attending spirit. If it applies to you, accept it for what it is. Daughter. So we know this message is for a female. Daughter, you need not seek a substitute solution. You need what you need, and your need will be filled. That is all. Thank you for coming. I'll see you all again next week.
Not all of us. And with the delivery of her final message, are we ready to leave?
I want to speak with Viviana.
Regarding what?
Don't worry, Soren. You do not need to stay. I can find my way home.
As you wish. Good night.
Your escort has left you?
My husband has gone ahead. I hoped I might speak to you, privately.
Do you drink coffee? Or perhaps wine?
Please, allow me to pay for this.
No. Nonsense, Marilena. I'll take care of it.
Thank you.
Marilena, do you know the etymology of your name?
It means bitter light.
Mm-hmm.
I don't put any stock in that sort of...
Oh, I do. Bitter is not necessarily negative. Sadness, maybe. A suggestion of something incomplete, but light. The bitterness is balanced by the light.
It is possible my mother was just fascinated by the name.
There are no accidents, Marilena. You are who you were meant to be. So, your husband is not interested in what I have to say.
Are you asking because he isn't here now, or because he read a book through your entire meeting tonight?
Both. Do you mind if I smoke?
No. Soren is not a believer.
Are you happy with him?
What do you mean by happy?
Oh, dear.
He's brilliant. One of the most widely read men I've ever known.
Ah. And does being widely read lead to a lasting relationship?
We've been together for 8 years.
Tell me how you met.
We had an affair of sorts.
Excellent. Tell me details. Was he married?
Yes, with 2 children.
Were you on the faculty at that time?
No, I was his student. He was like a god to me. No end to his knowledge. I could not wait to get to his classes. Before meeting Soren, I endeavored to learn, to develop my intellect. After, I was consumed with a desire to impress him, to be considered his equal.
Has that happened?
I'm sure he sees that it does not.
How did the relationship progress?
When first I accepted the invitation to his apartment, the apartment we now share, we spent most of the night discussing literature. Oh, his cooking was awful. But his insights into Milton were extraordinary.
Of course.
Then he read to me from Pasternak, the love poems of Dr. Zhivago.
In the original Russian?
Of course. I melted. For that moment, I was willing to be his, intellectually and physically.
How mechanical?
After we made love, he sent me home for my things.
Not very chivalrous. No wonder it hasn't lasted.
Oh, but it has lasted. I only ever wanted to be near his mind. We have never loved each other in a romantic way.
Nevertheless, you married.
Convenience. I can be near to his mind and satisfy his occasional necessities.
And you are satisfied with this arrangement?
I am a born student. I live with a consummate teacher. That proximity is immeasurably valuable. Whatever sacrifices I may be required to make are a small price to pay.
I see. May I tell you what I think?
Of course.
I don't think you're being honest with me.
I'm sorry?
And I doubt you're being honest with yourself.
But
your countenance betrays you. Your blushing tells me we are prodding close to the root of the bitterness. Your loneliness, your emptiness, your vacant soul.
I don't believe in the soul. Or haven't until recently.
You have discovered something within yourself?
Yes.
You want a child?
Yes.
You pushed it from your mind the first several times the stirring came over you. You reminded yourself that following a number of discussions with Soren, you both had categorically dismissed the possibility. It was out of the question.
It's impossible. Soren refuses to be intimate with me.
Well, with that rather poignant observation, I'm afraid I must say goodnight.
So soon? But...
My dear, don't trouble yourself. We'll talk again soon. And I have your answer.
You're receiving communiques as scheduled.
Indeed, sir.
From all our assets?
That is correct.
And the scenario is being maintained?
Seamlessly, sir.
Please make sure it stays that way. What can you report regarding her submission?
She is convinced that everything is her own idea.
I'm speaking specifically about her submission to the spirits.
Miss Ivanisova believes that will take place very soon.
Raisha, we are not playing games. I need you to present me with strong and tangible evidence of consuming commitment, and I need it soon. Is that understood?
We will increase the pressure, sir.
Good evening, Soren.
Oh, you're home early.
I suppose.
No messages from the world beyond this week?
Every week for a month now, actually.
If I were to venture a guess, someone is feeling regret over a childhood memory.
How perceptive.
Yeah, perhaps I have the gift as well.
I am certain you do.
Yes. Well.
Soren, may I borrow a few moments of your time?
Another kidnapping?
I only wish to discuss something important, if that's all right with you.
And we will hold this discussion without emissaries from beyond?
Yes.
My, Madalena, such a serious face. This must be important.
This will come as a shock to you, Soren. It was a shock to me as well. But believe me, this is not just a passing concern. It's something that has been weighing on me for months.
I suspected something had been burdening you.
I have tried to fight it, tried to talk myself out of it. I had determined to keep it from you.
No need. Your face is an open book.
It shows?
Of course it shows, my dear girl. Will it also surprise you that I know the exact issue that torments you?
You do?
Of course.
Well then. In that case...
You want to know if there is someone else? Come now, you needn't act surprised.
Surprised? Well, do you need me to ask?
Of course not. Yes, I am seeing someone.
I see. Do I know her?
It's Baduna.
Baduna? Baduna Marius? But you're not saying... Where? You
needn't worry yourself, Maradina. I won't be leaving you for him. He's happily married, believe it or not.
Happily married? Tatiana doesn't know?
He's not willing to come out.
And you are?
You're supposing there are those who don't know about me?
I didn't know.
Oh, come now. Surely you must have realized we haven't been intimate in a long time.
I seriously didn't know.
Well, now you do. I, for one, must say I'm relieved. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, yes. Yes, relieved.
That would be the preferable alternate. No, I certainly understand. But do keep in mind that these lectures have always drawn well, and we don't want to lose valuable time wrangling the overflowing masses. I appreciate it. Goodbye. It amazes me how supposedly learned people can be so replete of vision.
Does it now? And you've been tenured here for how long?
Yes, come in.
Hello, Soren. Hello, Baduna.
Hello.
If I'm interrupting, I can come back.
Don't be silly. Baduna, is she interrupting?
Not at all. Come in. Why, my dear girl, you look as though you've seen a ghost.
Do I?
Are you entirely well?
Yes.
Do you need a glass of water?
Oh, for pity's sake, Baduna, I told her. The proverbial cat is out of the bag.
I beg your pardon?
Why do you think she's looking at you like you're the plague? I told her.
And what if she says something to my wife? I don't need Tatiana creating a ruckus.
She will be discreet.
And you can be sure of this. In my experience, there is no such thing as a discreet woman.
My dear boy, she is as near as you will ever meet. You see? Even now, she says nothing.
It is not now that concerns me. I must be leaving.
But I will see you tonight, yes?
Of course.
What can I do for you, my wife?
My inclination would be to apologize for interrupting, but seeing as how you enjoyed my discomfort, I believe we'll call it even.
As you wish.
Do you have a minute to speak?
Your version of a 1-minute conversation tends to last considerably longer.
I've no doubt this one will as well.
I have class in 40 minutes.
If you would rather...
I would rather we do without the nonsense and get straight to the matter. I imagine you want to have your say regarding Baduna and I.
No, not exactly.
Is this about the fortune teller?
All I ask is that you listen.
Very well.
Good. I want a child.
A child?
Yes.
That woman.
It has nothing to do with her. This is something I've been feeling for months now.
I see.
You may discount the meetings, you may discount Viviana, you may discount the spiritual plane, but don't you dare deprive me of the right to feel that which I did not choose to feel.
You are a victim of maternal strong-arming.
I want a child. I need a child, and I will have a child.
Well, good for you.
The thought has no appeal to you?
We finished this discussion 7 years ago.
I was a different person then.
And when have I ever given you the slightest impression that I changed my stance on this subject? I have no desire to have my life and routine interrupted.
Fine.
I've once again made myself clear.
You've always been clear, Soren.
Naturally, I have many questions. Where will you get this child? Where do you hope to raise this child?
You needn't concern yourself with these questions. I will make the arrangements. I have only one request for you, Soren.
To save you any grief, let me warn you that your request should be something I will actually be able to fulfill. To be perfectly clear, it must not include
Interrupting your life? Yes. Oh, I understand. All I would ask is that, in light of what we once had together, please find it within yourself to not divorce me until after I have the child.
I suppose divorce is inevitable. But you don't even know where you might go to become impregnated.
That is my concern.
Your living arrangement...
Again, my concern.
Do forgive me, but you claim this inordinate independence and yet ask me not to divorce you. Why?
I want the child to have a legitimate name.
I see.
Your name. Carpathia.
Marilena?
I have to know, and I have to know now.
Come in. I'll put a kettle on.
I do not need tea. I do not need coffee.
You seem rather agitated.
Viviana, I'm tired.
Marilena! The spirit world operates on its own timetable.
If in fact it operates at all.
I have received clear messages for you that seem to resonate deeply within you. You're telling me you need further persuasion?
Additional proof would certainly be welcome.
Your skepticism risks offending even the most positive spirits.
If they are genuine, I can't imagine that they will abandon me for requiring further proof. This is a rather large leap I'm being asked to make.
What will it take?
I want you to tell me something for me alone. Something that could not be applied to 100 other people.
Come. Sit down.
I need...
Please. Sit. Relax. Open your mind. Focus on your breathing. Listen to me carefully.
I'm listening.
A spirit of high rank tells me that your need for a child will cause a permanent break in your relationship with your husband.
True. That's true.
True? Already?
Yes.
The spirit says that you should continue to push for your husband to stay with you until the child is born, so that he may bear your husband's name.
It will be a son?
Mm-hmm. The fact that the spirit says continue to push indicates that you have already broached this with your husband.
I have.
Do you need more?
Is there more?
There may be. But I sincerely fear we will try the patience of the spirits if we ask.
Oh, no. I am convinced.
Yes?
Mr. Stonegal, I have good news.
Tell me.
I have just received word from Bucharest.
And?
She is ours.
You're certain?
Without a doubt.
Thanks for coming with me today, Rayford.
Did I have a choice?
I thought you'd like something to do since they canceled Little League practice.
The only reason I came is I needed batteries.
Oh, you can get them at McKenna's while I'm in Interior City.
Why can't you just get them while I stay in the car?
They're cheaper at McKenna's.
But it's raining.
A little rain isn't gonna kill you. You'll survive.
Whatever.
Oh, I'll park right here. Do you need money for the batteries?
I could always steal them.
I'd rather you use this. Rayford, be back here in half an hour.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, kid. You gonna buy that magazine?
Huh?
This is a hardware store, not a library.
Good thing. I forgot my library card.
You paid for your batteries half an hour ago. Haven't you got someplace you gotta be?
It's raining.
I noticed. Thing is, somebody may actually want to buy that magazine and it don't look all that new anymore.
I'm gonna buy it.
That'd be nice. Extreme Sports. That'll be $4.95.
Don't I get a discount?
Why?
'Cause it's used.
$5.39 with tax.
Yeah, here.
You're a little short here, Rockefeller.
Nuh-uh. This is $1, not a quarter, Brainiac.
Fine. Here's 11 cents.
Pleasure doing business.
Your parents must be very proud.
It's $1, not a quarter, Brainiac. Come on, Mom, you said half an hour. I'm always waiting for you. Hello, there's a game on tonight I'd like to see. If the car doesn't float away first, time to make a call. This is it, 4292. Send. Great. So glad you got your phone with you, Mom. Where am I? Still? It's been a stinking hour. Where are you, woman? Great. You get abducted by aliens and I don't have a way to get home. Whoa, this place is huge. I'm never gonna find her in here.
You need help finding something?
Huh? Yeah, I mean, what's the telephone number here?
Here's this week's specials. The number is right there.
Thanks.
Sure. No problem.
This ought to work. Send.
Design City.
Hi. I'm looking for someone who said they'd be shopping there.
Yeah? I suppose I can page them if it's an emergency.
It sort of is.
Sort of? What's the problem? Look, before you tell me you're looking for Prince Albert in a can, or whatever other annoying little prank you have lined up,
This isn't a
can I
prank.
just tell you that I have a Cubs jacket just like the one you're wearing?
What?
Hello? I can see you. You think that's funny, huh?
Come on, Mom. Where'd you go? You probably just left me, didn't you? Did you just leave me, Mom? God, please bring my mom back. I'll do anything you want. I'll quit swearing and talking back and stuff. I'll start listening at church. Just bring her back.
Hi, honey.
Huh? Mom?
Oh, were you sleeping? You will never guess what happened to me.
Where were you?
Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I was checking out when I thought I saw Allie Roberts, you know, that nice lady that used to sell those pies.
Yeah?
But it turned out not to be her. And as I stopped, the door opened and the bottom of it cut my ankle. Oh, well, everybody made such a fuss over me just because I was bleeding. Well, they took me to the employee lounge and cleaned and wrapped it up. They were probably afraid I was going to sue the store.
I was kind of wondering what happened to you.
Oh, I'm sure you slept through the whole thing. Turns out it's not much more than a scratch, and I've had my tetanus booster, so I'm fine.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh? Is that all the sympathy I get from my loving son?
You didn't think to tell somebody that your kid was stuck in a car?
Really, Rayford? I might have expected a little more understanding.
What? Like I get from you?
Yes, Rayford. Like you get from me.
Sugar, please. You look concerned.
Do I? I'm not sure why this surprises you.
Well?
Viviana, where will I live? When I have the baby, where will I live? Soren will not allow me to raise a child in our apartment.
Perhaps I can help.
And how will I provide for myself? I can't very well teach a class on the societal impact of classic verse while suckling a child. And you find my dilemma entertaining.
Let me assess your spiritual journey so far.
Is this really the time?
There is a larger issue that you are missing. Bear with me, please.
Very well.
You came to my class as a diversion. Something to take your mind off longing for a child.
Perhaps.
Between meetings, you tried to discredit my teaching. But when I presented a message specific to you, denial was no longer an option.
Perhaps.
You have members of the spirit world interested in you. Obviously, that will prove beneficial. Your dream will come true. You will have your child.
And yet, despite my growing belief, I know my world will become much more complicated.
Marilena, the truth is your world is about to become crystal clear. Perhaps for the first time.
That may be what scares me the most.
Yes, clarity and honesty are closely related, aren't they?
And one is justly compensated for such vulnerability?
You don't find value in the love of a spirit being?
Why would someone from the spirit world love me?
Why should they not love us? Why should one of them not live in hopes that you will believe?
But I do believe.
You do, but only to a point.
I believe when I'm pregnant.
That is precisely how you have been recognized. You have been chosen to bear the child. In return, they only desire you to love the one who loves you.
How can I love him?
How can you not? Imagine how many people, how many barren women would give anything to be in your place.
The whole thing is a test of the imagination.
Marilena, you are burdened with questions of housing and sustenance. What is far more important is that my God, the true and living God, has chosen to bestow on you a son. And all he asks in return is that you pledge your love and allegiance.
So, what is on your agenda for the evening? Another meeting with your fortune teller?
I will be staying home tonight. I have more background work to do for my Tolstoy lecture.
Of course.
But since you mentioned Viviana, she has asked to speak to you.
To me?
To us. She is helping me.
Helping you?
With certain aspects, various arrangements.
Conception?
We've agreed this would not concern you.
She doesn't intend to champion your cause with me, does she?
Soren! Your position on this matter is abundantly clear. She simply would like to discuss a few logistical matters.
I see. Yes, I will talk to her, and I will let her talk to me. Just let me know when you'd like to hold this auspicious meeting.
Thank you.
Good night, Marilena. I will see you tomorrow.
Good night, Soren. Yes, Soren. I bid you good night as you slink off to your dark world. And I slink off to mine. Now then. Quite simple, she says. You just light a candle. All right. I am here. I have been told you want to speak to me?
I love you with an everlasting love. I have chosen you as a vessel. You will conceive in due time. Your gestation will be troubling. Your child will not move. You will bear a son, and his name shall be called Victory of the People. He will tower over all who have come before him.
I see. But how will I manage?
A companion has been chosen.
Where will we live?
I will provide a place.
I am afraid of you.
Fear not.
My fear, it hinders my ability to... How am I to love you?
You will.
But if I can't...
I have spoken.
I am told you love me. Can you tell me the consequences if I don't return that love?
You will die.
I see. And my son?
Your son will never die.
Yes?
Mr. Stonegal? I have just received word.
I'm aware. She's made contact.
It is true.
Have our friend pay close attention to her. This is a critical period. We cannot risk any outside influences.
I understand.
I am coming.
What?
I am coming quickly, and my reward is with me, to give to everyone according to his work.
Who are you?
I am the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last.
What do you want with me?
Blessed are they who do my commandments, that they may have the right to the tree of life and may enter through the gates into the city. But outside are dogs and sorcerers and the sexually immoral and murderers and idolaters and whoever loves and practices lies.
I just want a child.
Let him who thirsts come. Whoever desires, let him take the water of life freely.
I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy!
Resist the devil, and he will flee from you.
I'm going crazy.
Arrangements have been made. Once Marilena has agreed to all the details, she would be free to move out of your apartment whenever she wishes.
You must be joking. She isn't even pregnant yet. You're not, are you?
No, I'm not. Viviana, this is the first I'm hearing of this.
I realize this, but I have every confidence that you'll find this plan completely acceptable.
Well, we might have discussed it first.
We are discussing it now.
I had hoped to know before Soren.
You'll pardon me, wife of my heart, but am I not also a part of this plan?
Indirectly.
It seems my name is worth something after all.
Soren.
Are you familiar with another name? Reich Plachette.
Plachette? No, I've never heard of him.
He's widely published in my area of interest. He's also the regional director of an organization that I report to.
What organization?
He is very aware of your wife's situation. Needless to say, he is more than enthusiastic. He has agreed to allot funds and has asked me to make a career detour. As long as Marlena agrees, that is.
I'm listening.
As am I. Your advert promised I would be astonished. Perhaps now is the time.
There is a small cottage on several acres in the country, near Cluj-Napoca.
Cluj? I would leave the city?
If you will have me, I will live with you, aid you during the pregnancy, and help you raise the child for as long as you wish.
Country life is not for me, and
But it would be ideal for raising a son.
For someone else, perhaps. What would I do for work?
I was not clear. The cottage is not elaborate, but there is enough room and privacy for 3. And it will be provided to us.
Provided?
Director Planchette is most enthusiastic.
Splendid.
Soren, again, I remind you this is out of your realm of influence, but does it not give you pause that someone we've never heard of is willing to underwrite my becoming a mother?
I find it wonderfully providential.
I find it unsettling.
Shall we review? Someone wants to have a child. I am offering a way to make that possible.
If we are voting on this plan, I say it sounds perfect.
It certainly solves all your problems. No pregnant wife or child underfoot. You're free to run off with Paduna.
Don't pretend that this doesn't solve all your problems as well.
Unlike you, Soren, I don't see wanting a child to be a problem.
Ah, yes. Those laudable maternal instincts.
Please, there is no need to argue. Yes, this plan is mutually beneficial. Yes, it will involve significant life changes for all of us. You do not need to make a decision right now. Take some time, think about it. Discuss it if you must, but please, consider it strongly.
I see no need to consider it. It appears ideal.
I'll discuss this further with you tomorrow, Viviana.
That will be fine. It's late anyway. I need to be going.
I'll accompany you to the bus. Let me get my coat.
You're leaving again?
Paduna was called out of town, or so he told his wife. He's waiting at the Caspian Hotel.
Soren, how can you afford the Caspian?
Marilena, there are things that concern you and things that don't. Miss Ivanosova, I'll be just outside.
Don't let him bother you, dear. Everything is working out for the best.
He speaks to me like a child.
The only child we need to concern ourselves with is the one you will soon be carrying.
You'll fill me in on the details tomorrow?
Certainly. Strength.
Spirit, do you still offer me a child? And what about you, God? Am I in a position to bargain? If I choose you, will you grant me a child? Well, that is certainly fitting. It now seems that I can raise neither heaven nor hell. I am again
Raisha Plachette.
Director?
Oh, good morning, Mr. Stonegal.
I think it's time for you to move your operation to Bucharest.
As you wish. I will be happy to make the arrangements.
Marilena, I've been looking into sperm banks where we can purchase your conception agent.
Viviana!
Please, why the shock? I want to help you in any way I can.
I know, but to speak of it so openly.
It's not the 19th century, Marlena. This type of thing is quite common.
If you say so. So, what did you learn?
I've located a lab that I believe will be ideal. They are experimental and on the cutting edge of procreative technology.
I had hoped to bear a child, not an experiment.
And so you shall. But not just any child. This firm has perfected genetic engineering so the sperm can be made up of the best DNA from multiple sources.
You mean my son will have more than one father? What a ghastly thought.
Dr. Clemmer has perfected the process. There is nothing to fear.
But more than one father?
It's not likely that there would be more than two.
That really is no consolation.
Consider the possibilities, my dear. Take the best physical traits from one donor and the best intellectual traits from another.
To create the perfect Frankenstein monster.
Marilena, Frankenstein was a piece of fiction. This is wonderfully real. This is your child we're talking about.
Yes, my child, along with the contributions of an entire committee.
Did you have a nice birthday, Rayford?
It was all right. I guess being 11 won't be so bad.
I'm sure you'll find some way to survive it just fine.
Luann, you know there was a box on the porch?
No. What is it?
It's addressed to Ray.
It's here?
Here's a knife. Be careful with that. Did you order something else for him?
Me? No. Not that I can think of.
I ordered it myself.
Well, this will be interesting.
Oh, yeah. This is sweet.
Rayford!
It's my flight jacket. I ordered it from Avionics Today magazine.
Is this what you've been saving your allowance for?
Yeah. You like it?
You must have been saving for months.
Over a year.
I don't know what to say, Ray. It looks great. I'm impressed.
Really? How impressed?
I'm impressed enough to say nice job with the jacket. Now, what's on your mind, birthday boy?
Well, I've been saving for something else, but I'll never be able to get enough for it. I kinda need your help.
What is it?
Flying lessons.
Flying lessons? Ray, you just turned 11 like an hour ago.
Yeah, but there's no limit for taking lessons. I can fly before I can drive.
At 11?
Why not? Beat sitting around doing nothing.
That's true.
And I suppose you want to make a career of it?
Well, yeah.
Well, I'll have to think about it, Ray. It sounds like it might be a good idea, but I'll just have to think about it.
You will?
I will.
Awesome. I have to go show Tommy my jacket.
Be home before the streetlights come on. Garrett, are you okay?
I hate to indulge his flights of fancy. No pun intended.
Maybe it's not just a flight of fancy. Maybe he really wants to be a pilot.
And every summer he wants to play baseball. Anything but work for his old man.
Sweetie, that doesn't make you a bad guy. And besides, he only just turned 11. There's plenty of time.
Somehow that doesn't make me feel any better.
Hello, Carpathia.
Hello, Marilena.
I'm still coming tonight. I just wanted to finish some grading before I left.
That's fine, dear. Director Plachette is here. He is very interested in meeting you.
Oh, I look forward to meeting him as well. I have to go, Viviana. There's someone at the door.
I'll see you soon.
Goodbye. Yes?
Hello, my name's Ian. I was wondering if I could borrow just a few seconds of your time.
You are one of my students?
No, ma'am.
Then what are you selling?
Actually, I'd like to tell you about Jesus.
You're selling Jesus? Perhaps I'll take two.
Not selling it, ma'am. I just wanted to leave you with this pamphlet.
The Romans' Road to Salvation. You know, Romanians are descended from the Romans.
Yes, ma'am. This pamphlet is based on the New Testament book of Romans. It pretty much tells you what you need to know to understand Christian salvation.
This tiny piece of paper contains all that?
Not that complicated, really. Here we are. Romans 3:23 says, "For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God." Basically, it says that no one is innocent.
I might be.
No. If you are, you're the first one since Jesus himself.
Do I win a prize?
There's another passage here that shows what the penalty for sin is. Do you mind if I read that?
No, go ahead.
It says, "The wages of sin is death." That's not talking about a physical death. It's talking about a spiritual death. Complete separation from God.
Complete separation.
But there's good news too. "But the gift of God is eternal life through Jesus Christ our Lord." Then Romans 5 verse 8 tops that. It says, "God demonstrates his own love toward us, and that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us." Did you happen to know that?
I am familiar with the tenets of the Christian sect.
Then you know that Jesus died, paying the penalty for our sins. Your sins. And you know about the resurrection as well.
Yes.
Romans 10:9 says, "If you confess with your mouth the Lord Jesus and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved." Romans 8:1 says that we are no longer condemned for our sins. Finally, and I promise I'm done after this, Romans 8:38 says, "For I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other created thing shall be able to separate us from the love of God which is in Christ Jesus our Lord."
It certainly is beautiful, and you present it very well.
There's a prayer on the back of the pamphlet. Saying the prayer won't save you. Only faith in Christ can do that.
I'll have to think about it.
That's understandable. Wouldn't want you to make a rash decision.
No, I wouldn't think that would be wise.
Well then, thanks very much for your time.
Wait, hang on. How did you get in the building? The front door is always locked.
Now that's a bit of something there. I found this pamphlet tucked in my calendar. I said, "Someone needs this more than me. God, please show me a door." I walked to this building. The door was unlocked. I heard your voice on the phone, and you answered the door when I knocked.
Yes. Yes, I did.
So, you'll take a further look at it then?
Yes, I will.
You need not fear our master, Marlena. He only wants to satisfy the joys that are already in your heart. You may give him your love freely.
I'm sorry, but when have I given any indication that I am not affectionate towards him?
As I said, he knows what is in your heart.
Then he should know that I must remain true to myself. I cannot fake some expression of loyalty.
We understand that. More importantly, he understands that.
You want to make a clear, intellectual decision. That's fine. But he knows when someone is courting two suitors.
I haven't.
I am not all-knowing, Marlena. I know only what is communicated to me.
I am a scholar. I study, compare, research.
You are playing both sides against the middle, and you could live to regret that.
You accuse the Christian God of being jealous and spiteful. Is your master any different?
He is just. The fact is, he may concede the plans he has for you, but he will never concede the child.
Speak plainly, Mr. Plachette, please.
You are a vessel, Mrs. Carpathia. Whether you ever swear allegiance to the one who is granting your desires is irrelevant, compared to your agreement to allow your son to be raised in his service.
You must agree to that at least.
And you will name him Nikolai.
It means
victory of the people. I know.
Nikolai Carpathia. It has a majestic ring to it, does it not?
Marlena, there are choices, and there are absolutes. You may withhold your allegiance at your peril, but it is predetermined that Nikolai will be raised in the service of Lucifer. We want to be perfectly clear on this matter.
Mom says you wanted to see me.
Yeah, Ray.
Working on something big?
The future. Lasers.
Lasers? That sounds cool.
You wouldn't believe what we can do with them. The kind of precision you can work up. Okay. So, you really like that flight jacket, huh?
Yeah, I love it.
I guess I have to say, I've seen a lot of progress in you in the last few months.
Really?
Absolutely. I'm proud of you. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
Yeah?
I want to make a deal with you. You keep getting the grades you're getting, and when you turn 13...
That's almost 2 years from now.
Hear me out, Ray. You keep your grades up, and when you're 13, I'll give you a part-time job at the shop.
Is that going to mess up my sports?
We'll work it out so you can work and play sports. You won't be doing much. Sweeping, cleaning, taking out the trash, light work. The point is, you'll be making some money.
Instead of my allowance, right?
No, in addition to your allowance.
Really?
Absolutely. You set goals for yourself. You don't waste money like other kids. That jacket of yours proves that.
That's really cool, Dad. Thanks a lot.
That's not all. Once you've saved enough between your allowance and your job to cover half of the flying lessons, I'll pay the other half.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. Just remember, you have to hold up your end of the deal.
Are you kidding? I'll do anything.
All right, we have a deal?
You bet.
And then later on, when you get a little older, we can start training you on some of the machinery at the shop. Maybe even some of the laser systems I'm looking into now.
That sounds cool.
And it pays better. Pays a lot better.
Then I could afford to work on different ratings.
Ratings? For what?
After the private pilot, you start on the instrument ratings. Ratings take flight hours. Flight hours take money.
Well, there you go. You need a good, steady job to keep the flying hobby going.
Yeah, or better yet, you can get a job flying, and they pay you to log hours.
Son, you can't get a job flying when you're 13.
Can't take over your company when I'm 13 either, Dad.
Inelcion Industries is both the most advanced and most discreet purveyor of human genetic engineering in Europe. We've thoroughly evaluated their ultimate genome product, which is outlined in this prospectus.
I see. So, Mr. Plachette, I'm a literature professor. Perhaps you'd be so kind as to tell me how these diagrams are related to motherhood?
Basically, what it says is that the target will be...
The target? I assume that's me.
Yes?
Well, I've been called many things before.
The target will be impregnated at the optimum opportunity during her cycle by a hybrid sperm containing genes from two men, chosen for their physical and mental attributes.
Take a look at this.
Oh, my. Who is this?
Beautiful, isn't he?
That is an electronic projection based on the best input Inelcion has available of what your son will look like at 21.
It's fair to say that Nikolai will be a striking human being.
If I decide to proceed.
Mrs. Carpathia, you should not assume that you are the only choice. There may be others more worthy than yourself.
If I am not worthy, why have I been chosen?
I do not question the spirits, nor would I risk their impatience by encouraging this delay to continue.
Perhaps this is all a mistake.
Marilena, please. Think about this. What are your options? On the one hand, a husband who does not love you, who does not want to be with you. A life of solitude. On the other hand, you will have a son and a lover of your soul. Perhaps not traditional romance, but love nonetheless.
Excuse me. Is the seat taken?
No.
Thank you. Whoa. Your boyfriend?
Sorry?
That picture. He's gorgeous.
Oh, yes. He is, isn't he?
You're a lucky girl.
Yeah.
Resist the devil, and he will flee from you.
What?
Resist the devil, and he will flee.
How do I know he's the devil? Maybe you're the devil.
Test the spirits.
The spirit of Lucifer will be tested by whether he grants me what I wish.
Resist the devil, and he will flee.
If I resist you, will you flee?
Do not reject me.
But you call the other spirit the devil. He is clearly more powerful than you.
Resist him, and he will flee from you.
I reject that. I resist you. I resist you.
Everything okay back there?
You okay, lady?
I resist you. I resist you. I'm home.
Sit down, sit down. Get off your feet. Dare I ask how the funeral was?
Depressing.
To be expected.
But also quite odd.
How so?
If in fact she died of asphyxiation, as was reported, why was the casket closed?
It is common practice with suicide, is it not?
Yeah, and then Beduna wasn't there.
Really?
Yes, the mother of his children dies, and he can't be bothered with the funeral.
I assume you didn't see Soren then either.
No. Like I said, depressing.
Would you care for some tea?
That would be nice. Thank you. I see you've been doing more automatic writing.
I know how it disturbs you, so I waited until you had left.
Your trance state is frightening at times.
The message was for you.
Could you read it? I just put my feet up.
Very soon there will be another set of feet in our home. Here's your tea, my dear.
Thank you.
Now then, this is what the spirits told me. The child within shall serve me endlessly and be protected supernaturally, though one day he will be wounded unto death. But I will raise him up to worship me and be worshipped, and he shall have a right-hand prophet who will instruct the world and the nations and the leaders and the people to bend their knee and bow the head before me. But the one who bears him shall suffer if she does not share his devotion. And thus endeth the message.
Why do the spirits insist on run-on sentences? At least one thing has remained consistent for the last 8 months.
What is that?
The threatening tone at the end of every message. Woe to she who refuses to believe.
There is something else, Marlena.
Yes?
I received another message earlier.
What did that one say?
Prepare the sacrifice.
Hold just a second, Maria Elena. I'm going to turn him a little. Okay. One more push and he's here. Here we are. Well done, all.
Yes. And now, the sacrifice.
He's so quiet. Is that a mouse? You're not allowed to have pets in... What on earth?
To you, oh great one.
Ma'am, I have no idea what you think you're doing, but you must keep the blood of that rodent away from the child. Ma'am!
Oh, my boy.
Now, there is a high risk of infection, but that doesn't seem to be a concern to you. He has a temper, but aside from that, he seems to be perfectly normal. Good day.
Far from normal, but certainly perfect.
Please, everyone, take your seats. We'll begin immediately. I want to welcome you all to Vienna. I hope you all have a chance to catch the opera while you're here. Yes, it's Wagner. And if you like apricot, I recommend the Sacher Torte.
Our coffee is good, too.
Oh, indeed. Sure that we could talk all weekend about coffee and cakes, but I prefer to get right down to business. During the 12 years that Director Plachette has been in charge of Project People's Victory, we have seen many encouraging developments. As we have new members, I've asked Raisha to bring us up to speed. Director, if you would, please.
Thank you, sir. Heidi, would you hand out the folders?
Yes, sir.
Could someone get the lights as well, please? This is Marilena Carpathia. 7 years ago, she was a classical literature professor in Bucharest, Romania, married to Soren Carpathia, also a professor at the university. The Carpathias did not share what some would call a healthy relationship. Marilena was interested in having a child. Soren was not. Marilena was approached by one of our development people, Viviana Ivinisova. Ms. Ivinisova became a spiritual mentor to Ms. Carpathia, teaching her how to make contact with the spirit world. Despite being given specific messages from the spirit realm, Marilena resisted committing herself fully. Then, one evening 6 years ago, she came to Ms. Ivinisova expressing a new openness to being subject to the spirit world in exchange for a child. With the help of Dr. Victor Klemper and the Enel Sion Fertility Laboratory, Marilena was pregnant within 2 months.
Impressive. Dr. Klemper has been one of the foremost genetic engineers in the world for several decades. His family returned to Europe from Argentina shortly before we discovered the Romanian option.
Nicolae Jeti Carpathia was born 5 years and 2 months ago in Cluj, Romania.
Jeti?
Marilena chose the name Jeti.
We understand that she told Miss Ivanisova that it was the only thing she had a choice in.
What is the significance?
We believe it's related to her perception of the darkness the night the child was born.
Marilena, Nicolae, and Ms. Ivanisova have been living in a cottage outside Cluj. The child has been educated in things mental, spiritual, and physical. He has excelled in all three.
How so?
He tests at a 16-year-old level while at a chronological age of 5. His IQ is in excess of 150, and he speaks 3 languages fluently.
5 years old.
Correct. Physically, he is quite adept. He skis, rides horseback, plays football, soccer, to the Americans in the room. He plays piano with prodigious skill.
And how would you assess his spiritual gifts?
Extraordinary. He has been thoroughly tutored by Ms. Ivanisova. His ability to channel spirits is astonishing, even to me. All this despite his mother's lack of commitment to spiritual matters. Ms. Carpathia has found the arrangement difficult. She failed to ever see beyond her desire for a child, never grasping the gravity of the bigger picture.
I find that troubling.
While it is disappointing that she has not fully invested in the project, Marilena doesn't hinder Nicolae's progress. Nor does she encourage it. Her desire is simply to bond with her son, which she has found difficult given Ms. Ivanisova's proximity. Lights, please.
Mrs. Carpathia's bonding is irrelevant to the project. It may, in fact, even hinder what we're trying to do.
Considering her attitude, I agree.
Is there a remedy?
I will leave it in the hands of Director Plachette. He is more than capable of assessing the situation and taking the necessary action.
Did Mr. Pleshette say why he was coming to see us?
No, but given the time of year, I'm assuming it's to do with accelerating Nikki's schooling this autumn.
Does he think I wouldn't have already registered him?
I'm sure Raisha is aware.
I'm sure you made him aware. Nikki is so young.
But his soul is as old as the universe. Surely you can see that.
What I can see scares me sometimes.
Raisha is eager to see him start his training.
He's not Mr. Plechette's child.
In a sense, he is.
Did I hear you say my name?
Have you finished
Nikki,
grooming your horse?
Help me move this table so I can vacuum.
Okay.
Nikki, I asked you a question.
Yes, Morning Star's been fed, watered, and groomed. My room is clean and all my books have been put away.
Thank you.
Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to help Aunt Viviana.
That's fine.
You can't be serious about enrolling Nikolai in a public school.
Why not?
From day one, you have both regaled me about how brilliant this child is. The linguistics, the reading, the insatiable curiosity.
It is true.
Of course, this comes as no surprise, considering his heritage.
Thank you.
I am certainly not denying your role, Marilena, but his progress is no surprise to the paternal donors either.
Are you suggesting that the donors know who their child is?
I'm sorry, I worded it wrong.
Of course they couldn't.
You assured me the entire process was confidential so that the fathers could make no claim on my son.
You don't need to concern yourself with that. There's no way they should find out.
No way they should know. There's no way you should know either, but you do, don't you?
Really, Marilena, you must stop parsing every syllable.
I'll thank you to stay out of this, Viviana.
You should not speak to Aunt Viviana that way.
I'll thank you to stay out of this as well.
Let's all take a deep breath, okay? Perhaps the child can be excused.
Put your music away, young man.
I will be outside.
I think it would be best if you explained exactly what you had in mind for Nikki's education.
At the very least.
Well, you'll be pleased to know that Nikolai has an unusual and more than generous benefactor, which allows us options we hadn't considered previously.
That's wonderful.
And who is this generous benefactor, or does he prefer the elusive quality of anonymity?
Jonathan Stonegal.
My God.
Jonathan Stonegal, the American financier, is my son's sponsor?
Yes.
He is one of the richest men in the world.
And he has taken an interest in your son. Marlena, can you conceive of a benefactor with unlimited means?
No.
Is something the matter?
Tell me, I already owe Lucifer the boy's soul. What is it that Mr. Stonegal expects?
Mr. Stonegal has sponsored scholarships for many children all around the world. To my knowledge, he has never asked for anything in return.
I would like to know how Mr. Stonegal, far away in his American castle, even became aware of my son. Is Stonegal a spiritualist? Is he a Luciferian?
I believe he is sympathetic to our cause, yes.
I see. That information from you or from Viviana?
No, I never so much
Neither. There have been rumors from the spiritual plane that a special child has come. A gift from beyond.
And being the genius that he is, he set his sight on a small cottage in Romania and found my Nikki.
Mr. Stonegal owns Inel Sion Industries.
Oh, now things begin to fall into place. All this time, I believed that the spirits were working together to grant me my desires. Now I realize it was only a group of wealthy men.
No, Marilena. The spirits have been at work to move these men.
Marlena, you need to understand something. You are the mother of a unique son.
I think I understand that far better than you do, Mr. Pleshette.
I don't think you do. Otherwise, you would not turn your back on this incredible opportunity that Mr. Stonegal is offering.
Go ahead. Tell me about this great opportunity.
Mr. Sonagal has made arrangements for Nikolai to attend the Intellectualité Academy in Blage.
Blage, that's 50 kilometers from here.
Transportation will be provided.
But 50 kilometers every day?
Be grateful he is not being sent to boarding school.
You would have to kill me first. Before I agree, you must assure me of something.
Yes.
I have raised my son in the spiritualist faith. I have labored to instruct him in our traditions and teachings. Please, promise me that I have not been duped by a cabal.
Of that I am sure. I believe Lucifer himself has arranged this.
Very well. I have only one condition.
Name it.
I don't want my son riding a bus or being driven to school by anyone but me.
Not even me?
I will do it.
I think Viviana should at least share those duties so she can begin instructing Nikolai in the ways of our faith.
I have been a faithful student of spiritualism since before he was born.
I realize that, but
I
you do
pledged to raise him in the discipline. I will use that time in the car to teach him.
Very well.
And I will be happy to drive Nikki on those rare occasions when you are unable to.
Fine.
Then a car will be provided. It will be taken care of and maintained for you.
All out of the goodness of Jonathan Stonagal's heart.
Precisely.
Yes?
I have spoken with Mrs. Carpathia.
And?
She is unimpressed at worst, indifferent at best.
I'm sorry to hear that. Raisha, I want to ask you something, and I want your honest opinion.
Yes, sir?
How crucial do you feel the mother is to the success of the project?
All right, Ray, how you feeling?
A little nervous, maybe.
All my students feel that way right before their first solo, and most of them are older than 16. Any questions before I get out?
Nope. Nothing that I can think of. I just want to get going.
Don't let your excitement cloud your judgment. You've done this dozens of times. Rely on procedure.
I've just done 3 touch and goes. Everything feels good.
What if I told you that I misadjusted something on purpose, just to see if you'd find it?
I'll check everything again if you want me to.
Ray, 2 things are changing here. 1, the center of gravity will change, and the aircraft is going to be lighter by a few pounds.
A few?
Watch it. And 2, it no longer matters what I want. You are in charge. You are responsible for the safe and legal operation of this aircraft. You and you alone.
Okay, sounds good.
So for the sake of argument, start from the run-up checklist. It's your aircraft. I'm walking back to the hangar and we'll be on the radio if you need me.
All right, I'm on it.
Have a good flight, Ray. Is he called in yet?
Yeah, ready to go. I'm holding him until you got here.
Thanks. Go ahead and cut him loose.
Piper 7-3 Hotel, Poplar Grove, clear for takeoff. Runway 12, winds are 18 at 5.
Roger, Piper 7-3 Hotel, clear for takeoff.
Piece of cake, Ray. Remember what you've learned.
Roger that.
This the kid you were telling me about?
Yeah.
16, huh?
Yeah.
And you think he's got it, huh?
His last 6 hours flight time? I haven't said a word.
It's not exactly a textbook takeoff, huh?
Yeah. Piper 7-3 Hotel.
This is 7-3 Hotel.
So, everything okay?
I think I ran over a bird.
Your aircraft good?
Everything looks perfect.
Do an airworthiness assessment. Use go-around procedures if you need them. Otherwise, we'll see you in 30.
Roger that.
Poplar Grove, this is Piper 7-3 Hotel.
7-3 Hotel, Poplar Grove.
I'm west of the field on VFR. I have the field in sight.
Roger, 7-3 Hotel. Clear to land runway 12. Winds are 18 at 6. Traffic is the Cessna departing to the east on touch and goes.
Roger that, 7-3 Hotel. Clear to land. I have the traffic in sight. 500 feet. Steady.
Looking good, Ray.
Roger. Okay, 250. Let's see. Elevator good. Throttle back. Winds out of the south. Poplar Grove, 7-3 Hotel.
7-3 Hotel.
The fuel pressure just bottomed out.
Say again?
Fuel pressure gauge is at 0.
Roger. What's your altitude?
I'm at 150.
Maintain your glide slope. You can almost dead stick from there if you need to.
I still have RPMs.
Just concentrate on your landing.
You know, it might not have been a bird that I hit on takeoff.
What do you mean?
It might have been something more metallic than that.
Just tweak the landing, Ray.
Okay. 50 feet. 40. 30. 20. Dump the power, and... I got a problem. Whoa!
Hey, hang
Thank you.
Give me a hand here. Ray, you okay?
I'm okay, I think.
Hey, that right tire is dead flat. When it hit the runway, it dug in.
Everything working? Fingers, toes?
Well, they seem to be.
Good.
Wow.
Looks like whatever took the wheel out bounced up and somehow damaged the fuel shutoff valve.
I checked the tank before we started. It was full.
We didn't go through all 12 gallons.
It's empty now.
And lucky for you, it was. If you were still dripping avgas and the flat tire generated sparks, this could have turned into a bad situation.
If you were a cat, you'd only have 8 lives left, huh?
I guess the big guy has something else planned for you, huh, kid?
Yeah, I guess so.
Good morning, Monsieur Plachette.
Good morning, Ilse. Would you mail these for me, please?
Yes, sir. Monsieur Stonegal requested you call him as soon as possible.
Ah, very well.
Yes?
You wanted to speak with me?
Yes, Raisha. I'm sure you're aware that we simply cannot afford any setbacks, especially this far into the process.
I am, sir.
I want to be very clear vis-a-vis the good doctor and potentially damaging influences.
Of late, I have received assurances that does not appear to be an issue.
How so?
She is enthusiastically participating in his training.
I see. Nevertheless, so there is no misunderstanding, you have complete authority to take the appropriate actions if the need arises. Am I understood?
Very clear, sir.
Good. Keep me posted.
Religious people have the mistaken notion that God is good and Lucifer is bad.
I don't believe that, Mom.
We know better, don't we? If anything, the opposite is true. If God was in charge, why would he let horrible things happen, right?
There was an earthquake in the Philippines this morning.
How do you know that?
I was told.
Anyway, Lucifer's so-called sin was self-awareness. Now, why should that be such a threat if God is almighty?
It shouldn't.
If he really is the creator of everything, would he worry that his creatures love or obey him?
No.
Of course not. Unless the whole purpose of creation was to form a legion of slaves.
I am no one's slave.
We are all individual captains of our own destinies. We are unique, and nature tells us all we need to know.
Mother?
Yes?
You told me that God offered Lucifer forgiveness.
That is what is taught in our tradition. God wanted Lucifer back, along with the angels who agreed with him, so he offered to forgive them. Only a few accepted.
But not Lucifer.
Of course not. He was noble, an idealist, and he would never stray from his beliefs.
I think that makes him a hero.
Yes. Yes, it does. Now, remember, you must be careful who you talk to about this. There are many who do not understand our beliefs, our ideas.
I will be careful.
Good. No, you have a wonderful day. I will be here to pick you up after school.
Good morning, Mrs. Jabo.
Good morning, Nikolai.
Good morning, Mrs. Jabo.
Good morning, Mrs. Carpathia. Do you have a moment?
Oh, of course. What can I help you with?
I wanted to talk to you about your son.
He is a tremendous student, is he not?
Of course he is. But let me get to the point, if I may. Nikolai is what we would call pathologically manipulative.
Oh, how does it manifest itself?
He is friends with everyone. The children all like him very much. The trouble is, he plays them against each other.
An example?
Yes. We held a mock election for class president. To get other children involved, I nominated another boy and girl to run against each other, Milos and Victoria.
And Nikolai objected?
No, not at all. He volunteered to be Victoria's campaign manager.
Campaign manager? A heady concept for a 10-year-old.
I was surprised myself. But I was not surprised when Victoria quickly became the favorite. Not only did she win the election, she won unanimously. Even Milos voted for her. Do you know how?
Surely Nikolai didn't threaten him.
No. He promised him the vice presidency.
I don't understand.
Victoria chose Nikolai to be her vice president. Then she resigned. Nikolai became president and chose Milos as his vice president.
Rather resourceful.
It's as though there's a disconnect in his mind, as if he really believes that this world and everyone in it is here for his benefit.
Yes. What would you suggest I do?
Teach him, Mrs. Carpathia. Teach him to channel these remarkable gifts, to learn humility, to value others and their feelings. I always look for the good in my children, and this boy, I see in him the potential to have an amazing impact on this world.
What's wrong with you, Ray? You look like you just got beat up by a girl.
Well, that'd probably be easier to take than this.
Come on, spill it.
Well, I just...
What?
I just talked to Coach Bellman.
And he's got you all set up, right?
Nothing, Dad.
Nothing?
Not one. No Tier 1 programs, all the way down to the smaller colleges. Absolutely nothing.
I don't get it. You've had such a good year in football and baseball.
It doesn't matter. Even if my fastball stayed strong, baseball doesn't draw the crowds. The seniors all find something better to do, and the team stinks because it's all underclass.
Ray.
It's true. I'd have to bat a 600 just to show up on the scouting reports.
600?
The last guy to go to a D1 school from our conference is batting 600, and a lot of long balls, too.
So, what does that mean for you?
Well, my GPA is still good enough to get some kind of academic scholarship. As long as I maintain that through my senior year, I should be able to get a ride to a decent school.
There are worse things that could happen.
I suppose.
I mean, you may not play baseball, but you can do your ROTC, get some military experience, minor in business or manufacturing.
Dad, you know what I'm going to say, right?
Thank you.
I'm not going to work at GKSM.
You know that already?
Dad, I've known that since I was 8.
Yeah, so you've been saying.
I'm going to be a pilot. It's what I'm good at. It's what I've wanted to do forever. It's what I love.
You're good at, huh? First time out, you nearly killed yourself. You know how upset your mother would be?
Well put, Dad.
Look, Ray, what if this flying thing doesn't work out?
Doesn't work out? I'm already a licensed pilot. All you do is go to college, do my ROTC, fly some military time while I work my way up to a commercial ticket. This is what I'm made for. What?
I don't get it. I just don't get it. The business has put a roof over your head and food on the table since you were born. Why do you hate it?
I don't hate it. I appreciate that it's made it possible for me to do something else. You've made that possible. But I swear, if I had to work there for the rest of my life, I'd put a bullet in my head.
Oh, now you're just being stupid.
Great sales pitch, Dad.
Oh, forget it. Just forget it.
We've got to do something. He's becoming a monster.
We have to do something?
Oh, do not imagine that you hold no responsibility for the way he behaves. The way you coddle him, treat him like he does no wrong.
Our goal has always been for Nikolai to lead. He seems well suited to fulfill that role.
I had hopes that he would serve the betterment of mankind.
He is not meant to serve.
There is no need for you to argue.
You should be wearing your seatbelt, young man. Now sit back.
I am all right. My prince would not let anything happen to me.
Sit back and get your belt on! Now!
There's no need to raise your voice.
Young man, do you want me to pull over?
Do what you want. You dare not hurt me. And you do not want to talk to me like that again either.
What did you say? What did you say? Now sit down and buckle up!
Stop! Marilena, stop!
Monster bit me!
I dare say you deserved it. We need to get you to the hospital now.
Probably has rabies.
Amusing.
Ouch!
Just one more stitch. There we are. Nurse, a clean dressing here, if you would, please.
Yes, Doctor.
Thank you for your quick attention, Doctor.
I'm sorry Dr. Fabian was not here to help you. I'll make sure he gets your file for follow-up treatment.
Thank you.
Thank you, Corinne. Would you excuse us for a moment?
Certainly.
What seems to be the trouble?
Ladies, your account is that Mrs. Carpathy is the victim of an animal bite. Clearly, this is the bite of a human child.
I had to slam on the brakes to keep from hitting an animal. She tried to protect my son, who was not in his seatbelt.
Son?
He was thrown forward, causing this injury to her hand.
Is the boy all right?
He's fine. He's just perfect.
Good. Very good. All right, I'm done here. Take as much time as you need.
Thank you, Doctor. Can I do anything for you?
You'd better keep him away from me tonight.
Nicky won't harm you. I'll see to that.
I'm not worried about him hurting me.
Marilena, I think I'm going to take him for a vacation. A week apart might do you both well.
Where?
Does it matter?
No. No, I suppose it doesn't. Shall we go?
We are leaving now, Mr. Plesher. 24 hours at the most. Very well. We'll meet you there.
Viviana? Viviana! Oh.
哦， 哦， 嗯， 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 Nikolai? Nicky? You said that you were leaving tomorrow. Tomorrow. Viviana? Viviana, open this door! This should work. Work me out with you. Take my son from me. What? Where is everything? Everything. I've seen this box. More secrets. More secrets. Why would you leave these papers behind? All of these papers. Why would you? What is this? This is Soren's. This is Soren's writing.
My wife, of course, has proved unfit, as have two promising students.
My wife? What is this date? This is his first wife.
How much easier this would be were I allowed to use our own association as a pool. But I see the value of an outsider as a vessel.
He was part of the association. What else?
Marilena has an enormous intellect and great academic capacity. Fortunately, she will not be contributing to the boy's appearance.
You pig!
I married her, per your suggestion, and with the long-term financial benefit in mind. So please assure me I am not wasting the best years of my life.
You pig! It was all a lie! The whole thing a lie! Your impeccable logic, your continuity with nature, it was a lie! You have given me nothing! I gave you my life and my womb, and you took it. You took everything. You promised me a child, but the child never was mine. The child is a lie! God, I haven't given myself to you. I haven't admitted I'm a sinner. Do you care for me? Can you help me?
Marilena?
Dr. Lucy.
Marilena? You must stay inside. You're not well.
Help me.
They took I couldn't do anything.
Now sit down. Let me give you a sedative.
What is that?
It's just a sedative. You need to relax.
No more needles.
It's okay. I'm here. There you are. Yeah. You're going to be fine. Everything's going to be just fine. Your boy is going to be fine.
What? My boy? What do you know about my boy?
I know everything, Dr. Carpathia.
You're part of the association?
Why, yes.
And what do you have planned for me?
The consensus is that you've outlived your usefulness.
My usefulness? But...
It's already done.
The shot.
Mm-hmm.
How long do I have?
Not long.
Poison. Very neat. Suppose I hadn't let you inject me.
I would have had to use this. It's far messier. This worked out nicely.
I've been faithful. I gave my life to Lucifer.
We're not convinced that you did.
The last 10 years. I sacrificed everything. My career, my marriage.
Your marriage, well, points for us. Your marriage was nothing more than a bit of a production number. Soren never loved you. You were chosen by the association because of your vulnerability.
Shut up.
From this very day going backward 20 years. Like a roadmap.
Shut up.
Don't you recall your amazement being allowed into Soren's classes, even after they were full?
Shut up!
A woman with a maternal itch. It's as if you reached up and handed us your marionette strings. Suited us just fine to take them. Poor, plain Marlena. All she wants is a baby. What are you... Stop it! Stop!
Receive me. Please.
This is where we've purchased 3 of the larger homeschool curriculum programs. That revenue alone has financed the project in our region for the next 2 years.
Yes?
For you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
What is it?
It appears there's been a development in Romania.
Romania?
The bodies of Marlena Carpathia and Dr. LaHaye were found in a cottage outside Cluj.
Dr. LaHaye?
Has this information been contained?
Yes, it has. Dr. LaHaye's men found the bodies. They've burned the cottage and destroyed the evidence.
This is turning into a nightmare.
On the contrary, everything is progressing exactly as the spirits informed us it would.
exactly did Dr. LaHaye die? I see. She never struck me as the type. Well, yes. It is ironic that the first decisive moment of her life was also her last.
Viviana?
Yes. He's just waking up.
I am hungry.
I'll speak with you later. Goodbye.
And how is Uncle Raisha?
How do you know that was Mr. Plachette?
Because outside of the spirits, you never have meaningful conversations with anyone else.
Except you, of course.
Yeah. Except me.
Well, you're right. That was Mr. Plachette.
And what did your oldest lover have to say?
Nicky.
Ah, I see I have embarrassed you.
Never mind about that. I'm afraid I have some bad news for you.
I doubt that.
Nicky, your mother is dead.
You told me I would not be seeing her again, correct?
True.
Then what could news of her death possibly mean to me? I finished reading those volumes on humanism that Raisha provided.
Already?
I think it would be a great cover.
What do you mean?
We have always feared people learning our true motives, correct?
They would not understand.
But people understand humanism. At some level, everyone wants to believe in it.
Of course. It's rather gratifying to believe that every answer to every question lies within oneself.
There's much more to humanism than that.
I realize that, but the basic gist is that humans are self-fulfilling, and there is, of course, no God.
There is a young humanist group in Luxembourg. I would like to join it.
I'm sure that can be arranged. I'm getting tired, Nicky. Can we stop and get something to eat?
Fine. And Viviana?
Yes?
My name is Nikolai, not Nicky. Try to remember that.
Very well. Nikolai.
Hey! Get off the sidewalk, you bonehead!
Ray! Rayford! Hold up!
Ah, Big Lee! What's up?
Come on, man! Slow down, would you?
How about you speeding up? You want to be late for the mixer?
No. But does that mean you gotta run everywhere?
I need time to change. These shoes are killing me.
You asked me, you should go like that.
Like what?
Chicks dig the whole General Patton uniform thing.
Razzi uniforms don't work in these mixers.
Whatever. Better odds for me. I gotta go check my mail.
Lee! Check it later! Come on!
Well, tie me down. This is what I'm talking about.
Even you could find a girl in this crowd.
Yeah, huh?
Get a load of that little number.
She's in my modern American culture class. Sorority. Tri-Delt, I think.
That's what I call modern American culture. I doubt she's my type.
Yeah? Well, it looks like she has a different opinion about you, bud. Hey, see if she has a friend.
Hi there.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm Catherine, but you can call me Kitty.
Hello, Catherine. Call me Kitty. My name is Rayford.
I'm Lee Nelson. I'm in your American...
Rayford? You don't have a pin. Which fraternity are you in?
I was a legacy over at Delta, but I couldn't afford the tie.
I was rushed by all the houses my freshman year. Couldn't choose.
Aren't we impressed with ourselves? I think I'll call you Ray.
I don't mean to sound impressed with myself. ROTC takes up a lot of my time. I just didn't want to morph into one of those deadbeat frat brothers.
Well, if you're not impressed with yourself, how about I try being impressed for a while? You drink?
Only after 10 a.m. Hey, what do you know?
Listen, I think I'm gonna work the room.
Who are you?
This is my roommate, Lee.
Charmed, I'm sure.
I'm gonna go see who I am.
Catch you later.
He's gonna be back, right?
He's all right.
So, does it bother you that I'm a Tri-Delt?
Should it?
We traditionally only date frat guys.
Does it bother you that I'm not Greek?
Not so far.
Well, there you go. Listen, I just got here. I'm going to mingle a bit, but I'll see you later.
Count on it.
You flying anywhere this weekend?
This weekend? I don't think so. Hey, isn't the ROTC ball this weekend?
Yeah. Are you going?
I don't know. I don't have a date for it.
Me either.
Hey, we could go together and not worry about it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Hey, see you, Irene. See you, Ray.
Yeah, see you.
So long.
Where is that dance?
North Ballroom. In the Union.
You're in Windsor.
Uh-huh.
I'm over in Cary. You want to just meet at Academy Park? I mean, it's not like it's worth trying to find a parking space close to the Union. Might as well walk.
That's fine.
What?
Nothing.
Irene, I've known you long enough to know that smile means trouble.
I was just going to say, you didn't think I expected you to pick me up or anything, did you?
What? Like a date? No.
Ray, I swear. You scared me there for a second. You and Lee want to grab a bite tonight? I'm buying.
You're buying, huh? You win the lottery or something?
It's part of my dad's insurance thing. I get a monthly check ever since he was killed.
Yeah? Yeah, I'm up for it. Lee's into food. I'm sure he's in.
Ray Steele?
Huh?
Who's this?
Some tri-dell I met at the mixer last week. I think her name's Cat. Catty Kitty something.
Cute little number.
Yeah, well.
Hi, Ray.
Hello.
Can I talk to you? Like, in private?
Oh, sorry. I'm Irene, by the way.
Kitty Wiley. Charmed, I'm sure.
Okay, can you excuse us a second?
Certainly.
So, Kitty Wiley, what's up?
Well, Ray Steele, the Panhellenic Association is having a cookout Friday night. I'd really like you to be there.
Still no pledge pin.
Doesn't matter. If I invite you, you're in.
I'll be late. There's an ROTC dance that night.
Do you have to go?
I have a date.
I'm so sorry to hear that, Ray, because I know you'd rather be with me.
I'll see what I can do.
Just 2 ground rules. When you're at the house, don't mention ROTC.
And?
Your date isn't invited.
No, really? All right. Listen, see you Friday.
So, Killer, what was that all about?
I got invited to a Panhellenic cookout this Friday. I think I'm the entree.
You gonna go?
Maybe after the ball.
What do you mean after the ball?
Well, I told you I'd go with you.
I'm not gonna hold you to that, Rafe. It's not like it was a date. I plan to dance with other people too, you know.
I made a plan, and I'm gonna stick to it. I'm not used to seeing you like this.
Like how?
Oh, gussied up, as my dad would say.
You make it sound like I've never used shampoo before.
You know exactly what I'm saying.
Yes, I do. And it's killing you to say it.
No, it's not.
Don't sweat it, Rafe. I've seen it before. Guys get thrown when their pal Irene puts on a little war paint and actually turns out to be a girl.
Maybe it's just I'm so used to seeing you in uniform.
Okay, we'll go with that. Rafe, that's the 4th time you've checked your watch.
So?
So listen, if you want to go to the cookout, just go. I'll find someone else to dance with.
Commander Olson looks available.
Keep talking like that, and you'll show up at the cookout with your jaw wired shut.
Oh, that's the girl I know.
You're pathetic, Ray. Go on. Go, have fun.
Thanks, Rennie. I appreciate you being so cool about this.
That's me, Ms. Cool.
James Bond. Something I can help you with?
Yeah, I'm looking for Kitty Wiley.
Yeah, you and me both.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Hey, buddy, you might want to grab a chair there.
Sorry, dude.
Excuse me, pardon me. Hey, partner, you know where Kitty is?
Yeah, try out back.
Pardon me? Excuse me.
Give me some air here. I can't make a decision right. Well, looky here. Excuse me, fellas.
Hey, nice tux.
Thanks. I was going to wear a Kiss Me, I'm Greek t-shirt. Just like that one, actually. Unfortunately, they're only available in kid sizes, but I guess you already knew that.
Hey, you big handsome monk. You coming here to make trouble?
Just here to brighten the place up a little.
Yeah, well, your timing is perfect.
Yeah? Why is that?
This dance is just for you.
Works for me.
Thanks for coming.
Pretty compelling invitation. I hope I'm not taking you away from your friends.
Friends? What friends? Tonight, I'm all yours. Hey there, big guy. You okay?
Yeah. Why?
You look like you're trying to solve a math problem on my ceiling.
They don't happen to have a calculator handy, do you?
Actually, according to my calculations, I think I'm falling in love with you.
Really?
Yep.
I see.
Are you falling in love with me? Ray, where are you going?
Huh?
What's the rush?
Okay, listen. You don't really want me to answer that question, do you?
What's the matter? Didn't you have fun?
Oh, it's not a question of having fun. I had fun. It's just that if I dive into this conversation right now, it's going to be the Guinness and lobster tails talking, and who knows what they'll say.
You will call me again, won't you?
Oh, yeah. I'll be calling. I'll definitely be calling.
I'm not really sure. He was supposed to be here 10 minutes ago. Yeah, well, I've got things to do as well. Yeah, well, that's terrific. You know what they got in Luxembourg? Nothing. You could fit this whole country into Central Park and still have room for the pigeons. Hang on, I think we got something. Gotta go.
Mr. Thorne?
Chuck Thorne, Time Magazine.
My name is Viv Ivans. This is Nikolai Carpathia.
Hello. Hello, Nikolai. Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you as well. I've been reading your work for years.
I'm sure you have. That's kind of you to say.
Mr. Thorne, Nikolai and I are in Luxembourg for a young humanist gathering, and we don't have a lot of time. Could we begin the interview?
Of course. Have a seat.
I'll take this seat. Viv, please sit there.
So, let me just get the preliminary items out of the way. Your name is Nikolai Jetty Carpathia.
Yes.
You were born 14 years ago in Cluj?
Cluj-Napoca.
Right, Romania. Your parents are deceased?
Yes.
And you are the youngest president of the International Young Humanist Union?
Yes.
You've already excelled in several business and industrial exercises through your association with La Sorbonne. Impressive credentials. Is there anything you can't do?
No.
I see. Well, it doesn't require much imagination to see you aspiring to a position of leadership. What kinds of goals have you set for yourself?
My ultimate goal is to serve mankind.
You'll forgive me, but if we could dig beneath the beauty pageant response, serve how?
First, I will support myself in some kind of business venture. I am entrepreneurial by nature and refuse to be seen as simply looking to live off the public trust. Addressing your question more directly, the position is yet to be determined, but I have a strong sense of my ability to rally people to a common cause. I'm sure you can think of ways that ability can be put to use.
Indeed. And I must say, for a 14-year-old, you're quite articulate.
You initially doubted me when I told you I've been reading your publication for some time now. Perhaps you've changed your opinion?
Yes. Nikolai, functioning at this level, what do your classmates think of you?
My classmates? They adore me.
Yes, well, I see.
Ray!
What?
I got an idea.
Oh boy, what?
Let's look at rings.
I don't want to look at rings.
Come on, Ray. We've been together for over a year.
Oh.
Let's just look at rings. Look, there's a shop right here.
Why do I think you already know what's in that shop?
Come on. I saw a few that will match my dress.
Your dress? You have a dress already? Kitty, we're not even...
I know, it's just I saw it in a magazine, so I ordered it. I don't have it yet.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to let me know the wedding date at least?
I don't know. Sometime next summer.
No? Nice to know there's something you don't already have planned.
Well, hello, Catherine. How are you?
Just fine, William. Thank you.
Let me guess, old friends?
Would you like to see the ring again?
Yeah. Some of the girls and I were here the other day just looking around.
Stunning, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. That's a doozy.
It's beautiful.
What's a paperweight like that set a fella back?
Just over 6,000.
6,000? Includes the box?
Try it on.
No, I don't think that's...
Oh, Ray, look at it. Isn't it gorgeous?
It does accent your eyes.
She can't even lift it to her eyes.
Shall I start writing it up, sir?
I think you should let the lady and I talk about this for a moment.
I'll just help this couple.
Good idea. Kitty, I can't afford that. That would be half my starting wage if I started flying jets tomorrow. I have an exam in Emergence of Western Technologies tomorrow, and you have William queuing me up for the Harry Winston special.
No, don't be silly. That ring would be twice that price at Harry Winston's.
I can't afford it at half the price.
Listen, Ray, they have a very good installment program. 20% down, and the monthly installments are under $300.
Super. And I can ride my Schwinn to the airport every day.
You know what?
And 20% of $6,000 is $1,200. Even if I had my checkbook with me, which I don't have that much money in my account.
I already checked. My dad and my stepdad said they'd help out.
Your stepdad? Does everybody else know about this?
It's just a few people. I had to ask a few of the girls to be bridesmaids.
Unbelievable.
Listen, Ray, I have my checkbook with me. We can make a deal with Willie. I'm sure he can work something out for us.
Kitty,
Please, Ray. You know how much I'm gonna appreciate it. This is something I've been dreaming of
Here's what we
since I
can
was
do.
a little girl.
I can take 5%, you can take the ring tonight, and then I deduct the other 15% from your
Girls
credit
at the
card
house
in
would be
30
so
days.
jealous.
That's no payment for
You'll
60
make me
days.
happier than I ever been before.
Don't be sorry.
I'll show you tonight how happy you
We have an
made
extended
me.
warranty if you're interested. It's very
I
reasonable.
will love you forever.
Hey, Rafe.
Hey,
What are you doing here this time of night?
needed someplace quiet to think.
You okay?
Not sure.
You look like you got mugged.
Huh? I think I'm engaged.
You think?
Well, she has a ring.
Did you propose?
You know, the whole thing's just a little bit cloudy, but I'm 99% sure that I didn't.
But she has a ring.
Oh, yeah. Big one.
What's the matter? Felt you needed to put more quarters in the vibrating bed?
Irene!
Oh, Rafe, when are you going to tell her the truth?
What truth?
Come on. You don't even like her. She's everything you've ever hated.
That's a bit strong.
Not from what you've told me.
There are some things about her I like.
Nice. Come on, Rafe.
Look at you. It's written all over your face. This isn't what you want.
You're right. You've been right this whole time. Fact is, I don't want to marry Kitty. I don't even want to date her anymore. Maybe I never did. Everything about her is wrong for me.
Okay.
But you know what really chafes me? All my life, since I'm a kid, somebody had everything planned out for me. My dad's been pulling strings for me all over the place. He had 20 of his business cronies write the dean of admissions here saying what a great addition I would be to the Purdue University student body. He even wrote our congressman to get me into the Civil Air Patrol. And he wants me to take over his company when he retires. The only time I ever feel like I have any control over my life is when I'm flying. And now Kitty wants to take over from my dad. Who knows? Maybe I'm stuck.
You don't have to do this, Rafe. It's not like you married her tonight.
Got a lot closer.
Wild idea. How about you try being honest with her?
That'll go over great. Slice it any way you want. I sure look like a jerk.
So you're a jerk.
Oh, well, thanks for cutting me some slack here.
Since when have I ever cut you slack?
Maybe I should marry you.
Tomcat like you? Not a chance.
Oh, come on. You know me better than that. We've been friends for almost 4 years. I mean, it's just lately I've become Kitty's Frankenstein.
Yeah, 4 years. And for most of that, you've been honest with me. Now you need to be honest with Kitty. And yourself.
I suppose I shouldn't do this over the phone.
No! And let me know how it goes.
I wasn't kidding. I do want to marry you.
Take a hike, Charlie. You've got one too many fiancés already.
Not for long.
We are gathered here to join in the celebration of Irene and Rayford. Do you, Rayford, take Irene?
I do.
And do you, Irene, take Rayford?
I do.
Marriage is not something to be entered into lightly. It is a solemn
I like this girl
commitment
so much
that
better
requires
than the other
patience,
one he brought home.
understanding,
Garrett.
and love. Then, by the power vested in me by the state of Indiana, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Rayford, you may salute your bride.
Well, I can do better.
I'd like to present Mr. and Mrs. Rayford Steele.
Yeah, bud! Woo! Yeah! Woo!
Hello? Don't stop eating for me. Trust me. I wouldn't stop eating for you. If any of you bothered to read the program, you'd know that I'm Lee Nelson. I was Rayford's roommate for 4 years. He felt sorry for me, so he asked me to be his best man today. No, really, that's true. Nobody was less surprised than I was when Ray announced that he and Irene were getting married. What did surprise me was how long she made him wait before she would even let him date her.
Tell me about it.
What was more surprising is that Ray hung in there and served his time. You see, Ray had classic rebound written all over him, and Irene was smart enough not to let this fine, outstanding fella rush her into a relationship. So, it's her fault we all had to wait this long to get at this fabulous filet mignon. Ladies and gentlemen, a toast to the two cutest Razzi plebes to ever fall in love, despite themselves. Ray and Irene.
Remember the first time we danced?
That was an unforgettable night.
Okay, yeah. And that's the last we'll be talking about that night.
What? You looked great that night.
Like that's what you remember. Never mind, we're moving on.
You're absolutely right about that. You know, when old what's-her-name and I broke up, I told you I felt like everybody else had my life all planned out for me.
The only time you felt like you were in control was when you were flying.
Yeah. Well, not anymore. You make me feel that way, too. When I'm with you, I know everything's going to be just fine.
I love you, Rafe.
I love you, Rennie.
What? What, like we need an excuse?
Come here.
Nikolai turned 19 last week. Part of his coming of age manifestations include questions regarding his parentage.
Could you elaborate, please?
He wants to know who his father is.
That's irrelevant to the purpose statement of the project. He's getting ahead of himself by asking.
That really doesn't matter. You must remember that we are here to serve this extraordinary young man. He is the chosen one.
I am permitted to tell him everything.
I think that would be advisable. The two of you will be working in close proximity with the import company. Your passing along information about his father will elevate your stature as an advisor.
You're certain the time is right? That is not an insignificant piece of information he is asking for.
He's proven himself more than capable.
Friends, there is no point in continuing to talk about this. For the last 32 years, our goal has been to create an individual that will be used to control the world. I believe we've done that. That being the case, information regarding his heritage amounts to mere trivia. Mr. Plachette, tell him whatever he wants to know.
Come in.
Good morning, Nick.
Hello, Raisha.
Wonderful tune. Do I know the composer?
Yes, I imagine you do.
I thought I might. So, have you finished reading the file I brought you?
Yes.
Did you have any questions?
I think everything is self-explanatory. I have two fathers.
Correct.
You use Soren Carpathia and Baduna Marius's genetic information to inseminate my mother.
That's basically it, yes.
And the two gentlemen have been receiving a monthly stipend for 20 years.
Longer, actually.
Why?
Well, we brought them on board prior to your birth.
Why are they still receiving it?
To show our appreciation. It is my observation their contribution has paid off magnificently.
It's my observation. Their usefulness ended 20 years ago.
And what would you have me do?
Baduna, are you expecting anyone?
Not until later.
Nothing.
Can I help you?
Dr. Carpathia?
Yes.
It has already been done.
What are you doing?
No! What in heaven's name is... What have you done? No! Stay away! No!
Very well, if there is nothing else.
One last thing.
Yes?
My name is Nikolai.
I beg your pardon?
Nikolai Carpathia. Do try to remember that.
Yes. Nikolai?
This is what I lovingly refer to as Rafe going into storm mode.
Irene, you're not going to tell that story again, are you?
Sounds like a good one. Let's hear it.
Okay. It's a few years ago. Chloe was about 2, maybe 3. Rafe is scheduled to do Chicago-Seattle, but O'Hare is completely shut down. It's snowing so hard the plows can't even open one runway.
Here we go.
So, Rafe and his crew decide to start flying martinis.
Like any good Conpan pilot would do.
Attaboy.
We figured they'd start sending us home.
Anyway, 2 hours later, the snow stops, and they're able to clear off the runways and resume flights.
Ah.
The others were like, I'm fine. I've only had a couple of drinks.
But our hero thought better of it. Marches into Earl's office and tells him the whole deal.
I bet that went over well.
I have no recollection. But here's the kicker. Earl had just put in 12 hours straight and was ready to leave. So we go out for drinks.
And he did invite you over tonight.
Rafe and his $1 million smile. Nobody stays mad at him for long.
And you, Irene, you look great. When are you due?
In about 2 weeks.
Call a taxi?
Yeah.
That's my ride. I need to get my feet up and check on Chloe.
Need me to walk you out?
I'm good. See you at home.
I don't know how late I'll be.
Just don't wake me up. Bye, Trish.
Bye, Irene. Good luck. That's a great story.
Yeah, ranks right up there in the foibles of the captain category.
Hey, everybody's human, right?
Well, I'll drink to that.
So, are you sure it's safe for Irene to leave you here unsupervised?
I am very well behaved.
Really? That's not what I've heard.
Oh, lies. I tell you that mostly lies.
Uh-huh.
Besides, you're here unsupervised.
Uh-huh. But don't tell anyone, okay?
No. That'll be our little secret. Hold it. Hang on a second. Stop! I can't do this.
Yeah, too many shoes on the floor. Let's find the guest room.
No, it's not the closet. It's this, the whole thing.
Oh, come on, Captain, our little secret.
Yeah, I know, but Irene's and the father thing.
Right.
Trish, I'm sorry.
Not as sorry as I am. Tell you what. You never mention it, I'll never mention it. And as far as we're concerned, it never happened.
That'd probably be best.
I can think of something that would be better, but you'll never know.
Yes?
Did you see the article, sir?
The one in Forbes.
There was another. In the London Financial Times. Our little project has become a star.
I wonder if they would still be so impressed if they knew the details behind the dilettante.
There's no arguing his natural abilities.
Do I detect bitterness, Raisha?
Bitterness? No. Frustration, perhaps.
I understand. Nevertheless, I don't need to remind you that we're here to serve him.
His caprice is somewhat exorbitant. I fear we shall be called to account someday.
That day is a long way off, my friend.
There is a new development.
What's that?
He wishes to speak to the chief spirit.
He said that?
His words, exactly.
Well, then, I'm sure they can be arranged.
How you doing, I?
Hi, Jackie. Where's Parker?
He's right over there, playing with Raimi.
Wow, look at how big he's getting.
Raimi, too. They are like weeds.
Especially Raimi. Chloe was steady. Raimi has these growth spurts.
What you reading?
Oh, just a new pot boiler. I grabbed it in the checkout at the grocery store.
Any good?
Not really. The daughter of the plantation owner is as dumb as a post. You can see it coming.
But you just can't look away.
Go figure.
Listen, in case you need a bookmark, why not hang on to this?
What is it?
Just a little booklet. Then if you get a second, when you're done with your book, you can look it over.
Thanks, Jackie, but I don't need...
Here, like I said, just use it as a bookmark if you want.
All right. Peace with God?
It's just a little brain tickler.
Rafe's on the Frankfurt run this week. Maybe I'll give it a read after the kids are asleep.
I got your bag ready to go, Rafe.
Yeah, I hope you pack something light. Chris and I might hop on one of those Rhine River boat trips. Hit a vineyard or two.
Only if you promise to bring something back for me.
Oh, definitely. You know, I sampled this German red wine last month that made me wish I smoked cigars.
Not in my house.
Hey, maybe you can get them to replace that Kool-Aid stuff that they serve at church with something classy, you know, like a nice full-bodied cab sav. I'm telling you, attendance would soar.
Always thinking, aren't you?
Yeah, no off switch on the genius.
Since you mentioned church, I was at the park this morning with Raimi.
Oh, speaking of Raimi. Hey, Raimi.
Hey, Dad.
Don't forget to put the hose in the bucket away.
Okay.
Trying to get that pine sap off the car. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
I ran into Jackie at the park.
Yeah.
She was telling me about her church.
New pope.
New Hope.
Yeah, whatever.
It sounded kind of nice.
Real wine or Kool-Aid?
That's important.
Is to me.
She was talking about something called salvation, and
Yeah. You know, I've heard that all before. Those are a bunch of fundamentalists over there.
You've heard this stuff before?
Yeah, a few times. Listen, there's nothing wrong with the church we're going to. You know, you picked it, remember?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to work now. I'll see you Thursday.
Love you.
I love you too.
What is that noise? Is someone here? Is someone in here? Are you? Oh, if you take another step...
Put your weapon away. I am not here to harm you.
What do you mean to... What have you done? Where have you brought me?
Wait here. I shall return in 40 days.
40 days? But there's nothing to eat.
You shall not eat.
There's no shelter. Look, there's nothing, only sand.
40 days.
But my people will not...
They have been informed.
But how can you... Wait, where are you? No! Must you leave me?
Oh, what is that?
Lemon poppy seed.
Smells good. Is that out of the stand by C-18?
Nope, flight ops. New deal just down the hall from the lounge.
Coffee too?
Same vendor there. Just more selection on the baked goods.
Well, that's never a bad thing, is it?
Nope. Listen, speaking of baked goods, you get a look at the new biscuit?
Dude, what?
The new girl, Hetty's something.
Oh, no, don't think I saw her.
Oh, you'd know it if you did.
Yeah?
Yeah, she looks like she could get a guy in all sorts of trouble.
Oh.
came into the very world he created, but the world didn't recognize him. He came to his own people, and even they rejected him. But to all who believed him and accepted him, he gave the right to become children of God. They are reborn not with physical birth resulting from human passion or plan, but a birth that comes from God. Reborn.
Are you the chosen one?
Yes.
Look around you. Take the bread and eat.
Bread? There's nothing but stones.
If you are the chosen one, command these stones to become bread.
Oh, you mock me. All right then. Stones become bread. I am a god.
You are a god.
I am that I am.
Come with me.
Where are we?
This is the highest point of the temple.
Jerusalem.
If you are a god, throw yourself down, and you will be rescued.
I am that I am.
God, it says here, believe in the Lord Jesus, and you will be saved. I know I'm a sinner, and I need your salvation. I believe, and I want to be saved.
From here, you can see all the kingdoms of the world.
Yes. Yes. I see them all.
They are yours, if you but kneel and worship me, your master.
The whole world will be mine.
If you bow and worship me.
My Lord and my God! What? What?
Welcome back, Nikolai. I have your dry cleaning. The suit you wish to wear this evening is here as well.
You were, expecting me?
We were told of your return. Here's a fresh towel. Shower, get dressed, and come down. The world is waiting to meet you.
The Rising, Audio Movie Edition, is based on the Tyndale House Publishers book by Tim LaHaye and Jerry B. Jenkins. Adapted for radio by Darby Kern. Sound design by Glenn West. Music by John Campbell. Directed and produced by Todd Bastide. The Rising, Audio Movie Edition is a production of Gap Digital and Earflix.com. Thank you for listening.